Hi guys, Paul Michaels from Real Dog Training. So I've been harping on about starting this YouTube channel for months now, and I haven't done it yet. So here we are, we're starting it right now. This year has been crazy. Been working, average of 16 hours a day every single day since before New Year's. And what is it now? It's the 11th of March. Been meaning to start this channel the whole time and just haven't got around to it because I've been too busy training dogs. And I finally decided tonight there's going to be no perfect time to start this thing, so I'm just starting it now. I'm just cooking tea at 11 p.m. Just pulled my steak off the stove and it's resting over there, and I'm making a video while that's happening. So first video is praise, how to give praise. Praise is hugely important. So many really important aspects to giving praise properly. First of all, praise is just praise and nothing else. A lot of people, most of my clients, when they first turn up and we're doing a one-on-one session and I'm going through how to do a stop, how to train a stop properly, I'll show them how to get their dog to stop, how to sit on the spot, and I reward the dog. I give the dog praise while it's sitting and staying. I'm doing that to tell it, let the dog know that it's doing the right thing. This is what we want it to be doing. We've said stop. Stop means stop and stay stopped until told to go. So if I tell a dog to stop, especially a young dog, or an older dog for that matter, that any dog that doesn't know how to, that stop means stop and stay stopped until told to go, as soon as it stops and it stays stopped for a couple of seconds, I want to be able to reward it, give it praise to let it know that it's doing what we want. Pretty much everyone that I say, okay, so we finally get the dog stopping and waiting for a couple of seconds, and I say, now, okay, step in and give it a pat, let it know it's doing the right thing. Pretty much everyone that does that for the first time steps in, pats the dog, and the dog goes to get up and walk away. So what's happened there is the dog thinks that praise is a release. And that's what happens with praise. If you don't do it right, if you use it in the wrong ways, praise can be a release. It exonerates the dog from any responsibility that it's currently got. And at that time, the responsibility is, it's on a stop command. Stop means stop until stay stopped until told to go. You try to praise the dog to let it know it's doing the right thing, and it gets up and walks away. So one of the very first parts of this, of teaching a dog a new ways of receiving praise, is while training the stop command. One huge don't do, and what a lot of people are guilty of, is they tell the dog to stop. The dog stops and sits there, and they step in and go, good dog, give it a pat, good girl, good boy, come on. And they release it straight off that praise. So it's good dog, let's go. So it's a real habit that people get into, and it totally destroys the way you can use praise with your dog. Is trying to get it to stay in the truck and not jump straight out of the truck. I'll say, stay, wait, good boy, come on. Or sit, trying to do a sit with it. Dog sits, good boy, come on. Never release straight off the praise. The dog waits. You say, good dog. Step back, wait again, and then release it. You've got to do whatever you can to make sure that praise isn't a release or that it doesn't exonerate the dog from responsibility. Hugely important. Another really important aspect of this is well measured praise, so not overdoing it. I'm looking at myself on the screen. I'm filming this on my iPhone. I'm going to look at the lens because it's probably looking like I'm looking to the side here. So I'll try that. First video here. Okay, I'm practicing. So, well measured praise. Don't overdo it. You tell a dog to sit or stay or do anything. Or even if you've just run a command or the dog's done something really good and you go, good boy, good girl, and just like make this huge crazy fuss that you see a lot of people doing, this isn't good. You can make such a fuss over what the dog's just done that the dog completely forgets about what it's just done, and it's I've heard it explained. I think Kohler said that you wash away any of the good work you've just done. So the dog's just done something really cool, it done it really good for the first time, and you just go crazy over it. The dog actually completely forgets what's just happened, and you wash that lesson away. So it's really important to stay calm. Dog does something really good, keep calm, step in, good dog, give it a pat, step back, pause, carry on. Really, really important getting this whole well measured praise thing going on. Look at a sheepdog trialist, national or international level sheepdog trialist. His dog does the huge championship final winning run perfectly in perfect time. Do you ever see a sheepdog trialist go completely bananas at the end of it and good dog, and make this huge fuss? You never see a top dog man doing that. A top trialist dog just wins him a trial, calls it over, gives it a pat on the head, good dog, and they carry on. That's it. You look at what these guys do and copy it. There's a lot of good reasons for that. We could harp on about this for blooming hours. But praise, man, it's huge, and the way you implement it is hugely important. Don't overdo it. You've got to use it as well. Real dog training, we use negative reinforcement and positive reinforcement 50-50. We put pressure, negative pressure on any behavior we don't want, and we put positive reinforcement into any behavior we do want. We don't do that we don't put the negative pressure on with electric collars, and we don't put the positive pressure on with treats. It's all well timed and measured pressure and praise with an understanding of the way dogs think, and it's all about setting things up so the dog looks up to you so much and respects you so much that a calm, well measured pat on the head is far more meaningful than any treat or anything you can give that dog. And that once you get this relationship thing set up right, it's the same thing for negative reinforcement. So if you've got the right relationship set up with a dog, you don't have to go nuts at it for it for the dog to be really disappointed about something it's just done. All you have to do is say, hey, cut that out. And if you've got that relationship set up right, that's the dog, that's something the dog really, really wants to avoid, because it respects you and it looks up to you. And it's like that thing where people say it's where, like talking about a parent or a employer or something like that, and they say, you know, the old cliche when your parents say, we're not mad, we're just disappointed. Well, that only counts if you look up to your parents. If you don't like your parents and they're disappointed with you, it doesn't really matter anymore, you know. But if a dog doesn't like you and you tell it off, it doesn't care. If a dog doesn't like you and you praise it, it doesn't care either. So nothing really has any effect. As soon as you get the relationship set up right and the dog really respects you and looks up to you and wants to please you, a little bit of praise means the world, and a little bit of disapproval means the world as well. So, what are we here, man? We're at 11 minutes. I'm going to be keeping these things short. Anyway, praise and how to give it. We could go on for hours about it. Huge subject, hugely important. There's a few tips on it. That's it. First video, finally made it. Here it is. See you next time. I'm gonna try to make heaps of these things, like almost every day. See you later.